Hello and welcome to the Globetrottin ADs. Since 2019, a way for athletic directors, activity coordinators, coaches, and friends to connect and collaborate no matter where they are around the world. We hope that you enjoyed the podcast and share it with anyone you think will enjoy it as well. And now, let's get this episode started.
Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of season 6 of Globetrottin ADs. We're making our way into the holiday. Actually, this is my first day for holiday. Nick's on a kind of holiday, a recovery holiday. He'll tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But yes, it's good to come back we've had a little break in action, so we're happy to be back to get one more podcast in before we head into the new year
Yeah.
here in a few weeks. So yeah, it's good to be back on air.
Yeah, it is. It is. And normally we'd be in the States right now. So we wouldn't have done kind of a at home in our basements and living rooms podcast. We would have done something, at the conference. But not this year. No conference for us. Matt, we talked about that before. And people this week have been asking me, "What? You're not in Austin?" And my reply was, "You don't listen to the podcast?"
Yeah, we went over this.
Yeah, talked about it a few times, probably more than we should have. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm on extended leave as you mentioned, Matt, getting over my hip surgery, so that's gone well. Get my stitches out tomorrow. And still have crutches for a couple more weeks, but it's pretty good. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It was a dark tunnel for a little while,
sure.
but
Yeah, but be good as new. We'll be back on the ice rink for too long, I bet, huh?
softball, some hockey. I don't know. We'll get it all. Pickleball. Maybe I'll join you. Play
Yeah.
pickleball.
Speaking of which, we just had a lovely tournament yesterday. It was our first kind of international group tournament. I had 15 people from my school participate,
Cool.
mostly teachers, but a couple parents joined in. And we played at a local tennis center, and there was some other people there from one of the other international schools in town, and then also the U.S. Embassy. So we did like a Davis Cup style thing. Overall, it was like 40 participants in the whole tournament.
Cool.
So a lot of fun. And the guy who organized it used to be one of our tennis coaches, and he got a new job as a director of a tennis center nearby, and he wants to get pickleball going. So
Neat.
it was a lot of fun. So stay tuned. There might be, who knows, there might be a Globetrottin ADs pickleball tournament somewhere down the road.
Ooh, yeah. We don't need to only play softball.
Yeah. So
That
we'll
could
see
be
how.
cool.
Yeah, it was good times.
Huh. Don't have to worry about weather. Play inside.
Perfect.
So Christmas, well, not for everybody. Winter vacation, however you celebrate. Something surrounding me there's multiple, are advent calendars.
Yep.
So,
You can't step into a grocery store or any kind of shop
yeah,
anywhere and not see an advent calendar of some sort, whether it's tea, chocolate,
yeah.
candy, toys.
It exploded, right? Exploded. Well,
Yeah,
I think
that's
there's
fine.
5 in my house right now. Maybe you don't know what advent calendars are. So, hey, let's before I mention mine, and before we get into our let's say 24 wishes or thoughts, advent calendars were German. They were German, and they started in the 19th century, but they started being these sweet ones. A little bit of history there in the 1930s, and then after the war, they kind of boomed. And I don't know about you, Matt, but when I grew up, advent calendars were just rectangles. It was some picture with a little door, and it had a crappy little chocolate on the inside of the door. Same for you?
Yeah, or maybe just a little message or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
there
really
was
exciting. And I kept thinking, why do I have to open one of these little doors every day when I could just have a chocolate bar? Like the amount of chocolate in the whole freaking calendar. So I never waited. I just opened them, or I didn't care. I didn't like them. Didn't see the point. But over here, well, obviously the boom, right? You mentioned you can get them with everything in them. But my wife grew up with stockings, 24 stockings stitched by her, I think, grandmother or aunt. And then her parents would fill the stockings with stuff, counting down. And that was like her highlight of the whole month. Like, she absolutely loves December because it would be like, I don't know, it could be nail polish in one of the socks. You know what I mean? It's not always chocolate, but like a little gift, right? So she's taken that to our kids. So we've had her socks, and then we've had so many different iterations of advent calendars where all of November she's looking around for little things to fill the advent calendar, right? But like maybe useful. So now the kids, it's still nail polish could be one of them, right? With my two daughters. But they're everywhere, and the kids just absolutely love it. And my kids are like 13 and 15, and they still run down every morning to see what's in it's not a sock anymore, but it's a little bag with a number on it.
Yeah.
And they're crazy. They're everywhere. So my wife has a spice one. We have that one for the kids. There's a chocolate one. Man, I don't know. There's a book where they read a page of the book every day. So I had to get an advent calendar, and I thought, okay, I need one for me, Matt.
Well, hopefully it's something consumable so that, you don't end up with all this stuff.
Well, yeah, but there's stuff, right? You could get an edible calendar, I'm sure.
Hey.
But my advent calendar doesn't have any stuff in it. Okay? It's a countdown to 24. But if you've seen Die Hard, Matt, as I hope everyone listening has seen Die Hard.
The holiday tradition.
Right? You have Nakatomi Tower, and you have Hans Gruber falling. And every day you move him down a floor.
Nice.
And he falls down. And then at the bottom, when you hit 24, he falls off the building and dies. So that's my advent calendar.
Oh, cool. So there's a little surprise, or like there's going to be some action at the end.
You count down to killing Hans Gruber, and then all's right with the world.
Well, that sounds a little more action-packed than the one I got for our house. We have a Lego, which is a traditional thing we used to get when our kids were little. And so since they're not here, I've been doing now they're here because they arrived from the U.S. yesterday.
Yeah.
College break. So now they're here for the holidays. But I was opening up the doors and showing them what the Legos were and trying to put them together, which...
Well, Lego's good. Is it a Christmas Lego advent? Or
it's probably like a winter-themed
yeah,
kind of Christmassy advent thing. So it's cool.
That's cool.
It's good.
But advent calendars are cool. Counting down, 24 things, right?
So how's this tie into what we're going to discuss?
How's it tie in? Well, with sitting in my house, I haven't left my house for almost 2 weeks, Matt, and I'm surrounded by advent calendars. They're everywhere, and the kids come out. What's in the advent calendar today? Blah blah blah. How long till Hans Gruber dies? What's this? What's on and on and on. So I thought, why don't we have 24 thoughts, ideas, wishes for us, our profession, our Globetrottin ADs, 24 little things. That could be huge episodes coming on in the future, but we could count down. Clearly I've put more energy into this, Matt, but you're going to have 12 things. I know it. We'll get there. And we'll think, it could be things like this. So number one, some are positive, but number one isn't positive. So maybe this lets you know how I was thinking when I started this. Number one for me, a thought for the new year, people would look for the information they need before asking for it. I really hope that people start to do that.
Yes.
I like being asked questions, but not all the time.
Step.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yes. You got one?
Yeah, I got one. So my first door I guess Globetrottin AD door number 2.
Yep.
Always thinking about how are ways I could optimize communication. Kind of like what you're saying, like how do we better optimize communications? Because
Yep.
there's so many. I don't know about you all or what. Me, from my desk, I have one, two, three, four, five. I think 6 to 8 different ways I can communicate between middle school and high school staff, kids, parents,
Wow.
and that's
Yep.
not even including email because there's like newsletters and there's the daily update for the middle school, the daily update for the high school, and then there's a one for the teachers, and there's a screen that rotates through in the lobby, and that needs information, and there's the weekly updates, and then there's a Monday morning broadcast, which is great. These things are all great, but it's like constantly being reminded to
Yep.
update content, information, details, which are two different divisions and two different things. So I wish there was just one funnel I could just drop everything into and just go to the right places all the time.
Very good wish for the new year. That's perfect.
A plumbing system, it just filters out to the proper locale. So yeah, there's my
There you go.
wish. All right, what you
All
got for
right.
door?
Well, I'm jumping around my list, okay, just so you know.
Here.
So I think number 3 for me is a hope would be that schools within a conference, this includes us, would have the same school holidays. It's a pipe dream, but it would make life a lot easier.
Yeah,
Number 3.
for sure. That would be amazing. Yeah, it's funny because like we always talk like this is the big week of the NIAAA conference, and wonder how they all do it. Like they all have the same holidays, I suppose. Certain school districts wouldn't have one holiday and another would
And
not,
I
right?
think they just play sports all through the holidays anyway. All those guys would be like, "Oh, I got to get back
Oh,
to a
yeah,
big tournament." And you're like,
yeah.
"What? It's Christmas." Yep.
For us, like we shut down the fall season, and we really don't start competitions again until January. So it's almost like a 2 month gap.
Yep.
I
Of
would
big
say
events, yeah.
before, at least a month and a half before we start having any local games or anything like that from like the end of the last tournament in November, right?
Yeah.
I think you guys are probably, or maybe you guys already started. I'm not sure how many schools have started already
We
in
get a
December.
lot of games and we have a tournament early December, but it's still way less. Yeah. It's still way less. We're not hosting anything.
Yeah.
All right, what you
Okay.
got?
I have on my little door student connections. Like one thing I think would be great is somehow down the road we can, we did it, of course, when we had the online student conference during COVID. That was like 3 or so years ago.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
so I guess it'd be kind of cool if we could reboot that somehow. And I know there are some in-person conferences, like we're hosting a Change Makers conference later
Yeah.
this year. Big deal. It'd be kind of cool if we could do something that's more specific to kids who are involved in athletic council programs or more in sports or some kind of leadership type of conference we could get kids to go to if they're team captains or something they're interested through sport.
Yeah.
You know,
Like Juan talked about, right, when he was with us.
yeah. So that's one of my hopes and dreams for
There you go.
down the road
All
once we
right.
can find time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Number 5. Number 5, let's switch to our bread and butter, our coaches. And I wish we could pay our coaches what they're worth. I wish not just my school, your school, but all around, even those schools that don't pay their coaches anything, um, and they're just volunteering their time. That's crazy. It's crazy. So I hope schools would see the value in their coaches and pay them what they're worth.
Absolutely. And if they're not, give them some kind of honorarium or, some kind of gesture of some sort,
Extra prep. I don't know. Yep.
more than just a shirt or a jacket, right?
Yep. Yepers.
For that. Okay. I'll go next. So, one of my things I'd love to see for kind of like optimal communications I mentioned earlier, but I guess more streamlined approaches with the various offices I'm working with
Hmm.
within our school. It seems like sometimes things don't pop up until there's an issue, right? And then there becomes these questions, well, like, why aren't we doing it this way? Or and there was just seems to be a communication breakdown. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but it just seems like
Good
there's
enough.
things don't become known until there's an issue or somebody has an issue with something you're doing, and it's a policy question or um, things of those natures.
Yeah.
So I wish there was an easier way we could make sure we're all on the same page.
And not have endless meetings all the time, right? Sometimes you put stuff out and they're like, whoa, 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 but you don't know.
Yeah,
You can't just meet all the time, right?
yeah.
Number six. That was six. All right. So tech that makes things easier, right? Not just making it easier to do more things, but makes the things we're doing easier. Like I feel like more tech's coming out, and now we can do more things. I can put stuff on TV screens all over the school, really easy. But that's another thing I have to do. So yeah, the new tech makes it possible for me to do that, and that's really cool. But I don't want to do more things. I want to do the things I'm
Hmm.
doing easier, quicker, more efficiently.
Something tech along those lines. I just thought of something techy for me. I'd like to delve into would be more like voice to text.
Hmm.
I I feel like with AI and using those things more often, I don't think I'm taking advantage of voice to text as much as I probably should. I think it would be saving me actually a little bit of time because my
Yeah.
typing is awful.
Yeah.
Like, and I find it if I try to type like I learned in ninth grade typing class, which is slow but steady and correct,
It's been a long way since ninth grade, buddy.
it is takes me just as long to type something out as it would if I
Yeah.
hunt and peck or try to do it quickly because of the mistakes I make and going back and correcting mistakes.
I think
I
you
like
could look into that. You know what? That we just counted that as our eighth door, by the way.
oh,
Voice to tech. I use that when I was in the hospital more than I ever have with my phone, like sending WhatsApps and messages and emails to people. I had my phone on a little stand above my bed, and then I
yeah,
would just talk to it. And there was some. It got better. I felt like some
okay.
words and some things,
I'm seeing
but
myself wear like a headset, like a little more often.
yeah,
Or
visual like notes like boom. Make
yeah,
sure I get back to Nick about the podcast, whatever.
which
Excellent.
I do. I use my Apple Watch for that a lot.
You go.
I guess getting more detailed uh, communication sorted out.
Let's count it. Count it.
Something for the new year.
All
All right,
right.
which
Well, how about this one? This is for I guess this is for me, but maybe for everybody. Um, because it comes up on our survey. But the next one, number nine, is I wish we all had more time to spend with our kids, not our personal kids, but our kids at school and our coaches. And my mini solution would be to start saying no, and to stop always doing more stuff. Um, which is a bit of a weird thing to say. Stop doing more stuff so we can do more stuff with our kids and coaches.
Mhm.
Um, but they're important. So I don't know. Saying no is hard though, right, Matt?
For sure. Like especially if it's something you could get excited about or get kids excited about and really do a good job at it and knock it out of the park, right?
Right.
So that's hard because we're pretty confident in ourselves. We feel like we can do that with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a challenge, of course, and it's something you think it's going to enhance your school, you're going to want to go for it. But then it is. You start getting into it, like, oh, then everything else starts it
Yeah.
starts popping up, and it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. More time. Good one. What do we got? We're at 10, Matt. We're at 10.
Okay, I would. Okay, next up on my. I'm trying to look at my. Um, yeah, one thing I'm going to hope for, part of my wish list, is to consolidate some offices that we have. This is more of a long-term big project, I think, for our school, which I think we would benefit from.
Hmm.
And that's, we know you guys have this set up, and I think other schools have it too, but we're a little splintered in our organization with between athletics, activities. We're just in different places. We don't, it's not that we don't
Yeah.
collaborate and communicate. It's just physically we're in different spots and we're not really a department or a office of sorts. So I think that's something we're going to work towards down the road, just to make things run more efficiently and better communications and just making sure we're in the know a little more. And probably put ourselves out there a little more within the school
Oh
community
yeah.
that we need to work towards.
People know where to go to ask questions is always a good thing,
Yeah.
right? Oh, all those people are in the same office. Let's just go there. They'll know. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
great. Awesome. Yep. I can keep helping with that. If you want to learn from our mistakes, there's some things I don't like about it.
Yeah.
All right, number 11. Number 11. How about this one? Let's think Globetrottin ADs. Number 11. I wish that all international ADs and prospective ones would know about the Globetrottin ADs.
Yes.
It just keeps carrying on. You know what I mean? Keeps carrying over.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're a niche thing, I think. If you look elsewhere in the world, who else is doing what we're doing? But yes, it is a nice little group, but the more we can grow, the better, of course.
Yeah.
So I
We'll work
think
on it. So
we'll keep
it's
we'll keep
time.
plugging away,
It's time. We're not going anywhere. It's just time to do more stuff. Holy cow. All right, what you got? Number 12.
So I would love to have, we have a nice little fitness room at our school, and I would love to expand it and make it bigger and really get some top line equipment in there. It's very functional as it is now and useful. I was there this morning, in fact, and using it for a workout. But I think of the way we advertise ourselves as a top-notch school and premier school, which we are. Um, would just really love to have a fitness room that reflects that.
Yeah.
Something
I
that could help our kids and our community as well with the wellness programs.
I would just keep 12 going and say that all schools with a athletic program should have a fitness center like that, right? So
Yeah.
so much you can teach kids, and kids can go in there and yeah.
And I'm going to go open up the next door if you don't mind. With
Do
kind
it.
of pin on that, a fitness/strength conditioning coach, I think would be amazing.
There you go.
Really impact what we're doing in our programs and get our kids fitter and stronger, bigger, stronger, faster.
Well, yeah, because it comes down to like PE teachers are great, but they not everybody knows everything about it, everything, and they don't have
Yeah.
time. I mean we have PF, not PE. We have personal fitness classes, which a lot of schools have recently, but it's still just a start. So yeah, that's awesome. 13. All right, 13. How about this one? This could be crazy. I'm gonna lead 13. Will lead into my 14. Okay, Matt. I'll do two in a row. So
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool is if before someone got hired as an AD, schools would make sure that they either had experience as an AD or they at least had some education as an AD, whether it's a NIAAA courses, masters in athletic admin. A lot of people just get hired because they were there or they were a PE teacher there and said, I can do this, and then really struggle, right? Because they had no education or no experience. And I think it's a bit short-sighted from the schools to hire people like that because they think, well, anybody can do it. It shows what they think about the job.
Hmm. Yeah, because there's such good baseline ways people can get certified, can get introduced to what the job is, and there's a network. And
Yeah.
more actually, even more importantly, even maybe, or just as important, network with people so you can reach out to
Right.
folks and get information. So yeah, I don't know what the global numbers are when it comes to recruiting and hiring practices for international schools. Like how many AD jobs are out there. I don't even know. that are opened up, and then who are they hiring?
Right.
Are they hiring internally? Are they getting people um,
Yeah. From abroad,
outside,
or
or
yep.
kind of part of their community, maybe sports related? I don't know.
Yeah. I think like the NIAAA courses, the first four are online, right? So all you need is the first two to get that first certification. So a school could easily say, take these two courses.
Yeah,
They're online. You know what I mean? And that gives you so much information and resources to start. So that was actually 14, mandatory education or experience. So let me roll that into 15 because I
go
think
for
it does. You need 14 to do 15. I think it would be great if all admin were on the same level, not just pay scale, but seniority as a principal in the school. So they have as much say. We have as much clout in the school as a principal.
it.
We run these big programs, and there's all sorts of ins and outs, right? We put kids' lives. We're traveling with kids. We're sending them on flights, on buses. There's so much risk that we have to manage, and
Yeah,
things. I think the position should be equal as a principal. That's just me, maybe, but
yeah.
that's 15.
Okay.
That would help you out, or maybe not. I don't know. More might have to
Yeah,
do.
I think like everywhere, everybody's in a different situation in terms of like what their school can do and what their vision is too. Like you're really going to have a director who's on board with it and
Yep. Yeah.
wants to realize what your vision is too.
Just hate hearing like small school ADs saying, "Well, I just need to check with my principal if that's going to be okay."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to piggyback one more time on wellness. It just seems to be a theme for me. Maybe it's
It's
because
good.
it's the year and it's like I love this time of year because not only am I eating a lot, consuming a little more than I should, I got to make sure I'm exercising a
Yep.
lot, taking care of not having those calories stick around too much. I call it burning the candle at both ends,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is my way of uh, understanding my holidays and making them so that I'm going to be healthy. So I'm eating and drinking a lot,
Is
usually.
so is
Not
six?
drinking,
Wait a
but
second. Is 16 saying we should all eat and drink a lot? Is that what Door 16 says?
well, it's the time of year. It's hard
Oh,
not to. That's the thing. Especially when you're seeing friends from you haven't seen in a while, if you're going home or traveling, and you know,
yeah.
it's all about the holidays and having a good time and cheer. So that's what. So I think along those lines, I would hope for more wellness opportunities for my school colleagues. I'm really, I think we have a lot that we can offer our school, but I think it'd be cool to look into having like a wellness coordinator. I've heard of this role in other schools, with somebody who helps to really organize and streamline and get programs going that offer wellness opportunities for staff and the community and the kids. And also they build it into the curriculum too. So that's something I would really like to look into more and see how that could benefit our school.
Cool.
Wellness opportunities,
I thought the biggest wellness opportunity of it for being a teacher is to have summers off.
no doubt.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Good. 16. All right. 17, I guess, for me is a bit. When you're in the same school for a long time or international education, you realize you can only do what you can do with kids. They move. You can't control the level of the kids that moves into you athletically. Um, they're all you have them for like 3 months for the season. So my 17 is I wish coaches would focus a bit more on what they can control. Um, and I think the experienced coaches do it, but the young coaches like they really want to do this, or we've won all our games, so we're going to win the tournament. Well, who knows what the other teams are like at the tournament? You haven't played them, or you haven't seen half these teams, or coaches like, constantly, if we just had this guy, if we just had a big center, if we just, You don't have that. Oh man, if Timmy didn't move, Timmy moved last year. If we would have had Timmy, we would have done way better. Like,
Yeah,
why even think about that? Control the controllables. Um,
indeed.
there you go.
Which segues into my next one, actually, a little bit.
Okay.
So I just thought of something like, if I could have a wish, it would be somehow less bureaucracy, because it seems like more and more I mean, this job has changed so much,
Yeah.
and I know within my time here in Budapest, for sure, I would say for sure within the last 5 years, with the amount of, all the safeguarding
Yeah.
policies that are in place now, which is good. It's all good stuff because it's making us be more aware and more cautious, but it's added a lot of layers to the
Oh yeah.
job. And it seems like the job is, you really have to make sure you're on point with understanding your school policies and making sure you have the right answers for the questions that people are going to come with. And it's always a
Yeah.
work in progress, and there's always changes, there's always changes of some sort in policy throughout the year. But I think it's important not to get bogged down in it too much too, if you can. But it's hard when you know that it's things sometimes aren't as easy as they used to when it comes to planning and implementing the trips
Oh yeah.
and all the things we do.
And if it's something that's really valuable, I think it's okay, right? But if it's like a check the box kind of bureaucracy, and you're just like, oh, I'm just checking this box, it's a killer, right?
Yeah.
Less bureaucracy. Maybe that's like maybe in if your office is consolidated, there's less bureaucracy. You know, thinking back to your number 10. Who knows?
But I'll give you an example of how it's almost impossible. I think I got an email the other day that said after the first of the year, something with the bus driver. I have to go back and look at my email, but there's a change in how bus drivers operate now.
Oh God, it's hard
And
enough already, right?
oh yeah, no, sorry, it's the tachometers or something with
Yeah,
the
in the
buses
buses.
are going to have some kind of automated accounting system so they can keep track of
Yeah,
the driver mileage. And if the bus doesn't have it, you can't use it.
yeah, great.
It's like, okay.
Yeah,
So now we're relying on somebody making sure their buses are up to code, and that's totally out of my control.
and if they can get them in time, right? Like maybe they have to. It takes some time to get them, but you have 5 trips before they can get enough.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that means we have to take a train, which
Yeah.
is less than ideal. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
All right, we're getting there. 19. This is an easy one. I wish it would be easier to separate work and home life. And as I sit at home and dream about things at work, um, and as I'm falling asleep thinking about the things at work, it's hard. It's hard. And I think for international people, it's even harder, right? Because our kids are at our school, maybe our spouses work at school, so it's your life. Um, so it's even more important to try to like really, no, I'm not going to reply to this email, or no, I'm not.
yeah. And, I think another part of it, I'm sure a lot of international folks relate to, is like you don't have the responsibilities of extended family
Yeah,
like you're back home, which is going to take up more of your time, which is great too. But, that's just one piece of like living and working in an international school. The
yeah,
reality of, yeah, you're going to put more time in it because you do have more time, or you're more connected to it, like you said, with the spouse and the kids. And like even today's the first day of my holiday. I still went into school and did 2 hours worth of work that I
oh,
couldn't Friday, so that I could start my holiday properly now.
yeah.
Then I went and did a workout and all as well.
And now we're online. This is also work. Like, but
This
you're right. And now like
pump the
Globe
brake.
Globetrottin AD stuff, we're talking
Yeah,
about stuff we talk about at work, but we do it in our free time. It's great, but all this stuff is like about things for work.
for sure. Well, because we're going to make ourselves better by
Yeah,
discussing these things and see what hopefully some other people out there will be feeling the same or have some ideas of how they deal with it or let
yeah.
us know. But rest assured, after this, I'm
Holiday.
switching.
Holiday.
I've already got my vacation responder set in my email, so that's part of it too. That's a
Nice.
mental reward of sorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't
Chris,
worry about it.
and this,
I'm on holiday.
yeah, and this break is a good one for tuning out, right? Because almost everybody has this break. You know, like a fall break. Not all schools have the same fall break. Easter break, maybe not all the same. February break, but almost everybody's off now. You know, that's a good one. What
All
you
right, so
got?
what we got? How many doors we got
We're at
left?
20.
Oh, sweet. Uh,
You want to do
my
one? You want me to do it?
So my next thing, and this is something I'm hoping for with, it's one of the things that's been making the rounds and emails and chat groups has been um, streamlining, sorry, live streaming of events. And, we've got a nice camera system at our school. We use
Spidio.
Spidio.
Spideo. Yeah, good. I don't know how to say it. One
Don't
of
know
those
either.
two.
Great stuff. But again, it's something you don't use every day, but now that we're in basketball tournament season, we will. Of course, we got it late last year. We'll start using it. So I want to start using that more often and getting a crew of kids do regular broadcasts or at least updating with the scoreboard and stuff like that. Because you guys have that now too, right?
Yeah, we're loving it.
And does it automatically do the
Scoreboard.
scoreboard to the screen?
It does.
You don't have to have somebody updating the score as you go. Or that
You can, but
because your camera points to the scoreboard.
yeah, but Spidio can do it. Yeah.
Because this is not part of the podcast, but
Oh, it is. It is.
so the way our scoreboard is set up, the camera can't see it because it's on the same wall.
Oh, there you go.
That's my problem.
So you need to have
I
maybe
need
the
some-
commissioner on the table. The commissioner gets an iPad and he does it. Yeah.
That's one of my goals this
Okay,
year. Is
yeah.
dedicated kids for every home game.
Cool.
Anyway,
I wish everyone would stream.
that's a fun, doable one.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll extend that to say I wish every school streamed the tournaments.
Yeah.
They don't need to be like Frankfurt International School is amazing. It's a class. They have like 2,000 kids at the school. They have this huge media class, and they have multiple camera angles. They have commentators. It's amazing. They don't have to be like that. It can just be the game without a commentator. But it's so nice to be able to tune in and watch the tournaments. So that'd be great. Be great. 20, 21. I got a good 24 to finish it off, I think. But we got 21 here, and how about this one? I wish I had more time, and maybe others too, to read and then talk about some books.
Mm.
I'm not reading as much as I can, but I do a little bit. But I just wish I could find some more time to read. So like books like Start With Why from Sinek or Range from Epstein. There's so many good books out there. But just anything sport related, Phil
Sure.
Jackson. And one of the things I want to do, and always like at the end of the year, is to look at the best sports books of 2024. Dig into those lists and then always pick up a couple for the new year. So wish I had more time to read books.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. That's always my New Year's resolution that never gets achieved.
Well, we need to talk about it then. I think talking about it, like, we did a book club over the COVID.
Okay.
We met a bunch of times with different people all around. That was great. But, if you and I pick the same book, then it's a bit of motivation to finish it and talk about it.
For sure.
Kukri Sports is a clothing brand that specializes in providing the world's most prestigious schools with bespoke made and designed team uniforms. If you're frustrated by inconsistent colors, branding, costs, and sizing across your teams, then it's time to email someone at Kukri Sports today. When you email contact@kukrisports.com, tell them about the Globetrottin ADs, and you'll receive a special offer on your coach or PE staff order.
All right, what do you got? 22.
Yeah, so along those lines, I think it'd be great. I'd love to schedule like a guest speaker series of some sort, even if it's only one or two people a year to come in and talk to coaches. And I feel a little remiss because last week Budapest hosted and this I don't know who knows if this would have happened or not. It's kind of a dream, but we hosted not we, but Budapest hosted the World Swim Championships for the 25-meter short course. They call it 25-meter
Hmm.
length. And so Bob Bauman was here, who's a major swim coach. He coached Michael Phelps. He's coaching Hubie Kos, one of our graduates who
Yeah.
won a gold medal and a silver at the World Championships last week. But how cool would that have been to have him come out to the school? If I could have, who knows
Yeah.
if it would or not. But you got this high level coach who obviously he's written a book and he's done guest speaking, he's talked to corporate events and all that stuff. Very sweet to have him come out and
Yeah.
talk
Who
to.
would have? And you're the American school in town, and he's an American, right? So, a couple months before,
Yeah,
to reach
it,
out.
it would have been impossible because of the nature of the last week of school before the holiday, of course, with exams
Yeah.
for the high school.
But
Everybody's so gonzo and just like ready to be done.
But you're right, guest speakers. I mean, we hardly have guest speakers or have an athletic guest speaker come in. You know?
Yeah, finding people. I'm sure there's people either coming through town or there's people connected to the school somehow who could offer some nice, come in and talk for a half hour to kids or coaches. So,
Ugh, but we're too busy. Everything's too busy. There's no time in the school day, Matt. Right?
hmm
It's uh, it's full. We're full with stuff. I'm not. Clearly, that's sarcasm for all you out there. They can't see my face right now.
maybe AI could help with that somehow.
Some robots to talk to us. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Actually, though, like on the international, there's a chat group for a bunch of people who that we're a part of that are at the NIAAA conference right now,
Right.
and that's one of the
Topics. Yeah.
topics that's come out. There's going to be more information coming out about using AI for your sport programs. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it was Mike Denise had put it out, and
Read it.
Turner. I think Turner had done it
Cool.
as well. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right. All right. Well, you're saying NIAAA. All right. Let's do that. That's my 23. I wish all international ADs would become NIAAA members. See the value. Uh, you know, take some courses, become a member, and join that community as well. It's the
Yeah,
biggest one out there. So that's it. Become an NIAAA member. 23.
yeah, right. That'd be great.
All right, Matt. You got one more? Or you want? What do you think? 24. It doesn't have to be the biggest and the best. 24. This is a good. This is a good wish to have. That all schools. It would just be a standardized thought that athletics are a valuable part of a kid's education. Um, Not looked down upon, and used, and like really used as an educational tool. I think it's even easier internationally because all of our kids that really want to play sports could play on a team for the most part, right? Where like in the US it's more elite athletes on high school teams, and spends they spend lots of money on athletics, and it's rah rah and a big show. I can see people not liking athletics. Um, but internationally, when we just can offer so much to so many kids, it'd be great for schools to really use us as a, you know, part of that educational model.
Yeah, for sure. With the in terms of understanding the value of our programs, I think it still goes back to us, right? We're the ones who still have to be the driving force for that in our
Yeah.
school, making sure that that's at the forefront of the value of what the kids are going to get for being a part of our program, what the parents are going to get out of it, and why it's important. It's not just turning up there and getting a kick around or
Yeah.
running around getting exercise, which they will, but they're going to get more out of it than just that. So lasting memories, of course, and things they can take with them for the rest of their lives. So it's on us, but yeah, we could be helpful if people are a little more aware. But
You don't have to fight that battle. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Well, one.
like every advent calendar, Matt, it ends at 24. I always used to think as a kid, well, the 25th. Why
Yeah.
isn't there no? Why is there no 25 on there? But then 25 is the payday, right? It's Christmas Day.
And our payday now is that we're on holiday.
We are. That's it.
So let's go enjoy.
Yeah. Let's. I think the only thing left to do is wish everyone. Hopefully, everyone has a break coming up, and wherever they are in the world or whatever they're doing, if they're traveling, if they're with family, if they're by themselves in their basement, that they have a good time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Everybody have a great holiday season. Happy New Year, and we'll come back to you again sometime in the new year, and hopefully we'll have something new and spicy for everybody, and keep the Globetrottin AD network chugging right along.
This has been another episode of the Globetrottin ADs. We hoped you enjoyed it. And until the next episode drops, head over to globetrottinads.com or visit us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.